This topic has been something that I started to explore deeply. And I had the opportunity in this regional retreat that we had in Americas at the end of May, the beginning of this month, to ask Mohini Didi something that allowed me to go deep in this experience of the power of Manmanabhav. And I want to start, I will share something that I prepare for you. Please tell me if you can see the screen and if you can hear me properly.
Yes, we can hear you properly and we can see the screen.
Okay, both. Thank you. So, you know, in the story of Ramayana, that there was one situation that Ravan attacked the brother of Rama, no, and he was Lakshman, and he was almost dead. And to recover, he needed a special herb, and it was the only thing that could allow him to be alive again. And so Hanuman in the story, you know, he has a mace and he has the ability to fly. So he went so fast to look for that herb to the mountain. But then he couldn't find which one was the right one. And so he brought the whole mountain for Rama to look for the special herb. So in this case, what I took from here is that when we are in a stage that is very bad, sometimes in our spiritual journey, we pass through some situations that sometimes make us feel that we are very distant from Baba, that we are almost, we are not able to feel him close, or sometimes we are facing obstacles that creates a lot of doubts about the self. So in those moments, we need the power to fly. We need the power to look for an experience that is not any experience. It has to be the one. And that one, what I have been exploring, is Manmanabhav, is the right way to feel Baba and to remember Baba in such a way that will transform that pain and will allow you to change. And I have been exploring there are different levels of changes. Sometimes there are changes in our lives that are easy, like easy but big. For example, when you start to follow the vegetarian diet, or you wake up to Amrit Vela, or you start to study every day. So that is quite, it's something. Sometimes creates kind of upheaval in your home and your family when you start to follow these disciplines. But it's not so big. But there are some changes that are very deep. There are more kind of metamorphoses. Is more related to your own being and is more subtle, deep in you. It's like, it's what I like to call healing, and allow yourself to be the you that you want to be. And I asked Mohini Didi this because I saw that a Yankee in her process, she came to Peace Village few months before leaving her body, because she used to come for our regional meeting in the Americas. And something that I noticed about her at the end of her process, it was that she laughed spontaneously, like a child, so happy, like she was, I felt that she didn't have any trace of suffering. It's like she was just so content that you could feel that from her, like so content. And her only presence make us to feel blissful. So how she used this power of remembrance to achieve that stage. And you know that I come from the profession of psychology, and I do like to explore the difference between the spiritual healing, that it's the soul that comes to your being, the essence of the soul, and the other part of healing that it's useful for many people, is useful to go to therapy. But I notice the difference when something is deep and when you just use therapy to be okay. I feel that the metamorphosis that we are looking for is inside, is deep. It's about your self-realization. It's very deep. So I will explore with you what I have been doing with myself, and I feel that it's going to be useful for you in this sharing. Okay. Even I will do some exercises that I'm doing using the power of Manmanabhav. So first, I want to start with this question for you. What has been the most significant or special experience you've had in yoga recently? I know that Baba said, remember me all the time, but there are some moments or some experiences that you felt so much closeness, or something deeper, or more light, or more love, or very peaceful. Just remember the most significant or special experience you've had in yoga recently. Maybe in Amripela, or maybe some other moment. Have you had some nice experience recently? Just allow that to come to you. Which of these images would best represent your experience? It was like a fire that burned something that needed to be burned, just burning you, maybe a sanskar, maybe a thought, maybe some emotion, or was like a maze that destroyed an obstacle, something that was a bondage that was kind of blocking you, or it felt like a healing, like that's like a living herb experience, like heal something in you. Because these images, Baba always use these images as a metaphor of what is the experience of remembrance, how Manmanabhav is going to give me the power, or give me the strength, or give me the experience I need to move on. Is the remembrance that is going to do that for me. So in order to experience this, one thing that is very important is that remembrance is not only with the mind, is with the heart, is both. Your heart has to feel connected with Baba. And your mind has to be concentrated in Baba. And you saw that Hanuman had to fly in order to find the right herb. So we need to allow ourselves to let go everything and fly and to connect with Baba. So go beyond all the noise, all the distractions, and just be with him. And if you do that, you will have a good yoga. If heart is there and the mind is there, you will have an experience. And the first experience we are going to have here, and I want to do an exercise with all of you. It's an exercise that I'm doing and I feel is healing a lot. This exercise came because, Baba always tell in the Murli that we have to have all relationships with him. Yes, you have heard that, no? And I have heard that many times. But right now, that when Baba said that around 1 month ago, I had, that came to me like different, and it touched me because maybe I needed that. And I churned about that. Why it's so important to experience Baba in all relationships. And so Baba gave me in Amrit Vela this experience that I'm going to do with you. And it's amazing because I asked for help to one sister to put an image that came to me in Amrit Vela, and it is similar to this. And it's very important because, I don't know if you have heard about family constellations. I know that in Turkey, maybe it's famous because there is a Netflix movie or Netflix series or something that use this family constellation to heal something, a relationship in the family. But we need to heal spiritually, not just with something from the world, but we need to heal the soul. And Baba is there for us to experience that. So please sit comfortable. I will explain, but I want you to do the exercise with me. The image that came was like this one, that represents your heart. In your heart, there are different rooms. And we are going to identify emotional wounds held within different relationships and experience their healing by feeling how Baba feels unmet needs and gently dissolves emotional pain. So what we're going to do is to first allow yourself to sit comfortable. Take a deep breath. Relax. Let the body release any tension. Allow your thoughts to slow down. Imagine your thoughts like leaves, and they go away with the wind of peace. No thoughts. Just let go all the thoughts. Imagine in front of you a sea of tranquility or a beautiful white cloud. And you can choose and you can go inside the cloud or the sea of tranquility and allow yourself to float. Release all the weight and just feel floating with no weight. Release the control and just experience that that cloud or that sea of tranquility is going to take you to a very special place, a beautiful place, a healing place in your heart. Imagine that that sea of tranquility, of that cloud, takes you to that place, healing place, and put you there. And you will walk in that beautiful place until you reach to this hall where there is a room, beautiful room in your heart, where there is the relationship with every soul that you have had a close relationship in this life. There is a room for your father, even if it's not in his body, but in your heart there is a room of your father. There is a room of your mother. There is a room for each of your brothers and sisters. There is a room for your partner. Even a former partner is there. There is a room for your own self. Even there is a room for Baba. If you see every room, you will see that in these rooms there are different lights. Some are brighter than others. Just observe which room feels bright and welcoming, and which room feels closed, cold, or heavy. Gently now tell the part of yourself that protects you from seeing your wounds that just for this moment, it does not need to protect you. Let it now know that to that part of you that it is safe to reveal these wounds because you wish to heal them with peace and understanding. So enter the room that needs more healing. Enter that room and imagine Baba next to you, quietly entering that room without judgment, bringing only light, acceptance, and truth. Feel Baba bringing everything you have needed from that relationship. Maybe it was love, respect, security, appreciation, maybe forgiveness. Whatever your heart longs for, feel Baba is giving that to you. Take the time you need, allowing the wound to heal peacefully, patiently. As Baba love and light fill that space. You do not need to hide your pain. Baba's love does not demand, reject, or abandon. The wound no longer defines who you are. Now, breathe deeply and notice how the inner atmosphere has changed. Take another deep breath and gently return to your present awareness. Again, feel how your muscles activates, your eyes activates, feeling more empowered, whole, healed, and happy. Om Shanti. So, how was your experience? I have been practicing that with different relationships, and it has been so special. I feel that even there are sometimes unconscious wounds that heal with Baba. And so this is one of the experiences, is to allow yourself to experience, to feel Baba in the different relationships. And I asked this to Mohini Didi, and she then added this part. And I have been practicing this during this month of June. And it has been very interesting because she said that what Baba brings to the different wounds is virtues. And I have been kind of exploring, and maybe you can explore too, and then share with me, is which virtue heals which wound. For example, if in your life, through some relationship, you have experienced anger or violence, this kind of pain is unconsciously there. So what about bringing Baba's peace? And peace, Baba's peace is going to heal that violence that was inside. Or, for example, Baba's purity will heal that part of you that has traces of lust or mistrust, because many VKs and many people in the world have been victims of abuse and sexual abuse or harassment or things like that. So we need to heal that. And Baba's purity can go there like a light coming from the heaven and is bringing me purity. Or Baba's stability can heal all the inconsistency or fluctuation that sometimes I'm high, sometimes I'm low, sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm not. So Baba is stable. So I will allow myself to experience the stability that Baba have. Baba is so stable, so stable. This time in Madhuban, I had experience of that. It's like I was just concentrated in Baba. And all the world around was kind of moving, but Baba was so quiet. And I was that quiet like Baba is. So stable. Or Baba's love. It's so important to experience Baba's love. Baba this Sunday told us that we are all in his heart, throne. And so I am there, and that allows me to heal the fear, anxiety, the feelings of abandonment or sadness that is there, unconscious sometimes. Or Baba's bliss allow me to heal frustration or demotivation or hopelessness. Or Baba's maturity. He's so mature, and allow me to heal my impatience. This part of me that it's sometimes childish. And so Baba's maturity give me that patience. Or Baba's humility. He's so humble, so humble. He doesn't need anything, any recognition, nothing. So allow me to heal the ego, the arrogance, or Baba's sweetness. Allow me to heal bitterness or negativity, this tendency to always criticize or to always see what is not good. So Baba's sweetness, he's so sweet, he's so special. So you can add this to the other exercise, and it will heal. And another element of Manmanabhav that Baba says that is the tool for this, is the gun. It gives the ability or the power to cut the karma. And we have been exploring something that is different, is different to use force, to use power. Is different. When you force in something, is difficult. Is not really working sometimes, because you like it's kind of forcing. And it's different when it's natural. And natural comes when you experience Baba's there, nurturing your inner power. And that serves for in many different situations. I will just give an example. When we had experience recently of flood in the house, and we had so many things to be done to rebuild the house and different things, and we needed a lot of resources, like resources to buy things and resources, human resources, volunteers, because we needed to clean everything, to throw many things too. And if you experience anxiety and it's difficult, you create an atmosphere that doesn't allow others, that don't inspire others to help. And what we did is that we create space for yoga. We were doing yoga longer on Sundays, and so we had that kind of habit. And I felt that because we started to have more time in silence together, we created collective power. And that gave us the strength to do whatever we needed to do. And one sister from New York, that she had experienced the flood of the center too, she told me, the case in Costa Rica is so amazing because in 2 months, everything was fixed. And they took around 1 year to fix things. I couldn't imagine to take so long. But what I'm saying is that when we use collective power, spiritual power for something that it needs to be done is different. It cuts the obstacle. It's like you activate your power, your spiritual power. You are not using force. You are not using kind of the energy to go against the wave. No, you are using love, you are using peace, you are using kind of a magic, because I felt that it was magical what Baba brings, because so many things resolve, because resources came from so many different places that even the sister that is our accountant and treasurer, she was amazed, and we were amazed too. We don't know from where the money came, but it came. And so I feel that these kind of things happen, and is the connection with Baba is only through that connection. And I feel that it happened the same with, that sometimes we have karmic bondages. And karmic bondages I experienced, for example, in one job. And the head of that institution, that was the mayor, he was my boss. And he was really against what I had to do in my job. He was not against me as a person, but against everything I had to do in the job. And I did everything what legally I had to do. But it was not working. So what I did was really to kind of bring Baba into that. And I used some time in Amrit Vela to bring that soul between Baba and me, and to really give time to give all my best wishes and to surrender, to give that soul to Baba. And I did that every day for some time. And you cannot imagine, he became my friend. And then in that institution, then I realized that I ended having the biggest office of that institution, because, and the relationship changed just because spiritually I did something. It was not even physically. I just changed spiritually, and I changed my vision of that soul. that is a soul, is Baba's soul, I am a soul. And that like kind of broke the I will say the karmic bondage that was there. And sometimes we have those experiences. We have used everything we had to change a situation. Maybe we are not finding job, or maybe we are not, I don't know, having a good relationship with someone or whatever. We need to use Manmanabhav as a tool. Like, I need to bring Baba more, because that will cut the karmic bondage. And anything else, like, you can try different things, but is Manmanabhav that is going to cut that karma? And sometimes Baba explains that Manmanabhav is like a fire that transforms the acquired sanskars. And this Sunday, Baba said something. He said, to transform sanskars, you have to put full stop. Full stop. And full stops means that I have to change absolutely the way that I connect with something, that some situation, some soul. I have to stop the way I look that situation of that soul. That is full stop to that sanskar. And I saw in recent class that Mama gave, that she said that the consciousness, the awareness becomes pure. It's like we allow ourselves to connect with the purity that Baba is. And if my awareness is pure, then my actions, my words, everything will be pure. And I need that to emerge. My purity is there. I am pure. I am pure. But I need to activate that purity. And instead of identifying with the error, the mistake, whatever it happened, feeling guilty, feeling disheartened, one can look beyond the surface and feel the divine essence that is in me already. So what is transforming sanskar? What is that metamorphosis? In Baba's perspective, is that I recognize that I am what I'm looking for. Like, I am inside of me is the divinity that I'm looking for, is the perfectionist I'm looking for, is inside of me. And what Baba is doing with the remembrance is emerging that already, is allowing that to be bright. So I just have to be what I am. But I need to allow myself to experience that, to be there, because I am Baba's child. And what do you feel when you realize that you are Baba's child? You are the right person in the right place. You are. So sometimes I have to bring those kind of affirmations to activate the good sanskars. And I have realized that with the time, that some things that we're kind of addiction to feeling never the right person, never feeling confident, especially in some situations, that sanskar change. So I feel that each one of us can look at your own life and see what has changed, what Baba's remembrance have changed in you? How are you feeling better about yourself? And these are some of the churnings and experiences I have had lately. But would you like to explore new ways of healing with Manmanabhav? Because I have realized, even preparing this, but preparing this, sharing with you, indeed was kind of putting together different experiences that I have had this year. It's like Manmanabhav have so many different ways that allow the self to be free from pain, to be free from vices like anger, to be free from sadness. So would you like to explore more deeply? And then maybe we can even churn more and share. Because I feel that these have to be experienced first, and then we can share our experiences. So I will stop here. And if you have any comment or question, I don't know Turkish, but maybe some sister can translate. I would love to speak Turkish or Greek.
Yes, thank you so much for your sharing. And you shared your experiences, and it was really very deep, whatever you shared. But all of us should think about it, and we have to check ourselves. We have to use Baba to change our sanskars and everything. Whatever we do, we should do it with him. We cannot do anything by ourselves. I think that even psychologists and all these people who deal with these situations, they cannot reach the point that we Brahmins can reach, because we have Baba, our psychologist, our advisor, our everything, and all the relationships with Baba are really very important to have all these relationships with him. And I like what you shared about the wounds can be healed with virtues, Baba's virtues. And yes, everyone should check the self and see what's happening, because all of us, we're not karmatit yet. And we deal with situations and which we think that we don't have these sanskars, but in reality we have them. And we realize it after a big situation happens, and we then understand that we didn't use Baba. Our connection with Baba was not the best. So I don't know if anyone has any question. I don't see any questions in the chat. Yes, so, and what you shared about your experience with this flooding and how you deal with this was really very powerful. And I had some similar situation with flooding. And yes, Baba and yoga is the best practice we should have in order to deal with the situation. And we see how things are coming to solve the situation after we, as collectively have yoga. And even if not collectively, still being with Baba and let Baba do the work. Actually, there is magic, a lot of magic.
Yes, and even the different way we relate with risks and how we relate with danger. because there is subtle anxiety or there is subtle fear. Because when we were babies, we didn't have this subtle anxiety. We were just happy, you know, and imagine we ourselves being pure and not having any fear and any anxiety, just so pure. So we need to have balance between knowing the risks, knowing the danger, preparing for that, but allowing your awareness to remain so light, so pure, so connected with Baba that you almost don't feel it, don't feel that. And what I have noticed is that we need to detox from the collective fear or the collective anger or you know, because that affects unconsciously the self. And if we, and with something that I noticed to really be Manmanabhav is that I really have to allow myself to be in the right, like, I don't know if the word synchronicity, but really matching the energy that Baba has. So he is so, so clean, so pure. So I need to go beyond that, those subtle traces of feeling affected by the risks, and then allow yourself to feel that Baba virtues and powers, and Baba knows everything. We know everything, but in the right consciousness, we are not affected. And even today, because yesterday I had a headache, and I always see Mohini Didi, and she has so many things in her body and how she's not affected. It's really kind of amazed me. And I was looking at myself, how am I affected just for a pain? You know, I couldn't even think properly because of the headache. And Baba today said something, you need more practice or of going bodiless. You will go beyond the effect of the body in your mind. Just be bodiless. So I did this exercise this morning, putting in one room my body. And what is the relationship, what I need to heal in the relationship of my body. And like allowing my body to feel Baba's energy, you know, like this. It was so fantastic. And I didn't connect anymore with the pain of my headache, no? So I think that yoga has so many different kind of capacities or impacts in the self, and we need to use more Baba's remembrance. And Manmanabhav is not something that you repeat, like a word that you repeat. It's an experience you feel. So you have to allow the self to experience Baba's closeness. Baba is there. Baba is next to you, is always present for you. Baba is there. So you feel that protection, you feel that presence, and it's wonderful. It's just amazing how Baba is with each one of us, because each one of us has that right.
Yes, that's true. Well, I also have so many good experiences like that about the pain. You said about the headache. I once had a terrible pain on my back. I couldn't even breathe. And I was with some brother, and he told me, stop. I couldn't move actually. So we went to a place, and then he said, let's have yoga with Baba. And then the yoga was really powerful, really powerful. I could I could not feel the body at all. I didn't feel the body. And after that, Baba's healing power healed the pain. I just walked and I did 1,000 things after that. So really, it's very important, this connection with Baba. And not say okay, Baba will do it. No, just be with Baba. It's not that sometimes I feel that some people say, okay, Baba will fix it, Baba will do it. Don't worry, everything will be done like that. But if you don't have this practice and the ability to be with Baba, really be with Baba, because there are some souls who we say, okay, everything will be fixed, and it never gets fixed because they don't have this connection, the real connection. What? How can we fix that? Well, everyone probably has this problem at some point, but I can see people who suffer because they expect Baba to do it. But you have to do something. You cannot just expect Baba to do it if you don't do the first step. For these people, what is your thought? What are your thoughts about the souls?
If we go back to the metaphor of Hanuman, he has to find the right herb. It's not anything, it's not whatever is there, is the right, we will say, the right experience that is going to heal me. So each one of us has a part of us that blocks. I will tell you a little story. Like I am working with a soul that has a very bad, like she is having a problem with her husband. And the husband did something very bad, like he stole a lot of money and he's doing bad things. And there is a part of her that said, okay, that is not okay, that is wrong, but I need to, but everything is fine. We are together, everything is okay, no problem. Just that happened, we need to fix it. Like that. But there is another part of the self that is saying, hey, that is not okay. You need to do something about that. Where are you in that relationship? Hey, you cannot stay like doing like nothing is happening. But this other part of the self is saying, no, everything is okay. It was not so bad, like that. So as I'm giving this example, the same happened to us. There is part of the self that it's saying everything is okay, I'm doing okay, I'm right. There's other part of the self that say, hey, there's something you can do more deeply. You are more than that. You have the right to experience more love from Baba. You are in his heart. And you need to change something that is not right. You need to change it. It's not okay if you allow yourself to be just like that. And this other part of me say, no, you're okay. Don't be so serious about, like that. So what I'm doing right now is negotiating with that inner part, and saying, I want to be such happy like was Daddy Yankee. I don't want any trace of pain in my heart. I don't want to have any trace of suffering in my sanskars. For me, the real healing is to emerge that sanskar of total, complete patience, total, complete peace, total joy, but natural. So I have to work on that. I have to experience that. So I feel that according to your aim is your efforts. And what I feel is we need to have determination, being light, but being determined. The only thing I have had during these years in Gyan is that I'm doing the things with determination and nothing else. I try to do things, and that's have helped me because Sometimes we are very light, and being light is absolutely okay. We need to be very light, but we need to practice. So both things have to be together. And consistent, being consistent.
Wonderful. Exactly. So we only have 2 more minutes. Can you say a few things about this Shiv Shakti Leadership Initiative in 2 minutes?
You know, we worked in the UN trying to bring Baba's perspective in that context. And UN is trying to put together the actions in the world in order to have more human development. No, so there is an international team that has worked in how to bring Baba's knowledge in the area of women equality and empowerment. And we extracted what Baba said about the role of women in these times. And he said that women, mothers, are going to open the doors to heaven. So, what that means? And he said that women have to be in front of this transition. And so what is the role? And we extract from Morley is that he's saying that we need to be Shiv Shaktis. And Shiv Shakti is the power is from Shiva. So it's a spiritual power that is non-violent, that is collective, and is being instrument for that transition. So we started to explore that, being Shiv Shaktis more and not using the worldly power or worldly way to do things. We wanted to be the Shiv Shaktis and experience what is that. So we created a team, like a kind of learning group, international, where the RCs approved that to have that team. We call it initiative because it's not like a project. It's like something that started with practices with ourselves. Then this grew, and then we started to invite women leaders to this process of emerging the Shiv Shakti. And we had a very special retreat last year with Sister Genti here, and 80 women, very high level women. And because we have been creating kind of the energy around that, they experience so good things. Even one of them from Mexico, she was in this retreat and she just invited Brother Enrique from Spain, and she arranged more than 3,000 teachers, primary and high school teachers from her area, to have a process about culture of peace, starting with the self. So this kind of women is really bringing, they are kind of, what we feel is they are more connected with Baba. And we are creating kind of support, a spiritual group. So now in July, we're going to have another one in Peru and Cusco, and more souls are coming from this level. And we are creating these networks in all the world. So I know that there is one in Europe, Middle East, and Asia, and Australia, and Africa, and US, and Canada. And the countries that are big, they have their own network. And we meet sometimes regularly in Zoom. And we feel that we are in a learning space. a safe learning space, because we are learning still to be in that stage. And that is what we bring our friends, women leaders friends, to explore with us. And let's see how this is going to help us transition to golden age. So that's the initiative.